Hey, I think it's recording. I got a remote, trying to figure all this stuff out. Pretty cool. Welcome to my first Tupperware video. Yeah, I can't count the one where I did the green beer, huh? It wasn't really Tupperware. Got a new toy. This is so cool. It's the MicroPro grill. I woke up this morning and really wanted breakfast casserole, but it's just me until later this afternoon. And I thought, why not make it in like 7 to 10 minutes instead of having to bake it for 50 and ending up with leftovers for days. So this way I'll be done by lunchtime because it's now lunchtime. And I don't have to save it forever and ever. Don't have to freeze it. I'll have leftovers for a couple of days. Happy. It's perfect. So if you don't know what hash brown casserole is, I feel like most people do, but it's like a very festive holiday breakfast thing in my family. It's basically hash browns, some kind of breakfast meat, usually your sage, sausage, ham can be used. I'm using bacon bits today, and eggs and cheese. And you layer that up and you bake it. The neat thing about this little microwave grill is it grills, but it also acts as a casserole dish. So that's the position it's in now. It all depends on where you put the lid. Tupperware puts these little things, it's almost like IKEA. It's really cool. A little how to use picture, so you really don't have to think about it. You're going to layer a casserole in here and you put it in the casserole position. So it means it's kind of on the top. It's flush here and you've got a couple little vents. Now, if I was going to grill something, this can grill burgers, hot dogs, hamburgers. I already said hamburgers. Steak, fish, chicken. You put it in the bottom, turn it to the grill position, and watch this. Oh, it's the wrong one. Try that. I didn't match up my IKEA. The grill top is going to sink down and it's going to heat up both sides. This contains the heat. This heats up, the top heats up. It's not microwaving your food, it's microwaving the container. In, I think it's 60 seconds, 60 to 90 seconds, it's going to heat up to 425 degrees, which my oven takes longer to do. So this is pretty amazing to me. All right, let's get started. Enough babbling. You guys don't want to listen to me all day. Hash browns, most of these recipes, and I'm going to put a link if and when I ever post this. Let's see how embarrassing it looks on the Facebook end. Hash brown casserole is usually frozen hash browns and you let it thaw. I didn't have any. All I had was fresh. So I have already shredded my potatoes. I soaked them in cold water a few times. They're really starchy when they're fresh, and you want to get rid of some of those starches so it doesn't turn to gluggy mush when you bake it. Otherwise it's going to be like mashed potato on the bottom, and that's not what you're looking for. So I've already done that. I've squeezed as much of the liquid out as I can. Lost my spatula. And I'm going to scrape it out. You guys are about to see my oldest piece of Tupperware. Came from my father-in-law's kitchen. It's a little yellow, a little ancient. I have no idea how old this thing is, but it's a colander. I think it must be from the 1970s, maybe 80s. I'm not sure. It definitely says Tupperware and made in the USA on the bottom. All right, so I have layered my lovely little shredded hash browns in the bottom. Good stuff. See if I can make it look pretty. I don't usually cook pretty. Does anybody cook pretty? I like to put it on the plate when I'm done and take pictures and show it to people like it's pretty, but usually when I'm cooking, it's not so pretty. All right, can't see any more of the bottom of the pan. It's all hash brown. Next, we're gonna layer in our meat. I am gonna use my handy little Chop and Chef. This thing is awesome, easy to clean, and it doesn't take any electricity. Guess what is going camping with me this year? I have some, they're called bacon bites. So it's not really bacon, it's more of a, like a pork belly. And it was supposed to be pre-seasoned. They fry it and then they put a cider sauce on it. Unfortunately, they forgot the seasoning this time, so it wasn't as good as it normally was. So I've added some salt and pepper, and then I have the cider sauce in there too. So I'm going to try to chop these up in my little chopping prep. Oh, look at that. We've got like a ton of cider sticking it all to the bottom. Oh, that porky goodness. Thank goodness it's only a couple ounces. Now for this recipe, I've got 10 ounces of chopped potato or shredded potato, your hash browns. And you're supposed to use about half a pound of sausage. So if you're going to use your ground sausage, you can certainly do that too. I would fry it ahead of time and put it in there. but I'm gonna try this bacon. So we're gonna give it a few little goods. I feel like I'm starting my lawnmower. I don't have a lawnmower, I live in a condo. So after 3 or 4 little chops, I've got nice little bits. That's gonna be so yummy in there. Actually, it's not chopped really fine. I think I'm gonna go a couple more. Oh, that smells. I just opened the top of that. All you can smell is barbecue pork. Oh my goodness. I'm not gonna try to yell over the chopper. That looks better. That's a little bit finer. And that's just a little chopper. This thing is amazing. Alrighty, and it cleans up so easy. So we're gonna kind of spread that evenly over the hash brown. Yeah, that didn't go so even. I'm using my fingers. My hands are clean, by the way. They just have a little potato on them. All right, now it looks even. And there is some seasoning in there, so I'm gonna not over season what I've got here. Hands are a little sticky, so pardon me while I wash. I'm gonna have to invest in one of those little foot pedal things where I can just use my foot to turn the water on. All right, and then next step, we're gonna add our milk and our eggs. So I have some heavy cream and some regular milk. You can use all milk, you can use all cream. I like to go a little half and half. Since it's Easter, spring, Mother's Day is coming up, I'm going a little festive. We're gonna do 2/3 cream and 1/3 of the milk. So the measurement you're looking for is about 6 ounces, which is 3/4 of a cup. Aren't these cute? I love these. Do you remember the old Tupperware that was on the ring? I always had the hardest time keeping that in the drawer, and it was always tough to fumble with. These almost interlock, and they sit so beautifully in the drawers. The teaspoons, same thing. They've got little, you can't see because I used one of the teaspoons, but they link together. And the same thing when I'm opening and closing the drawer, they're not rattling around all over the place. All right, so I've got my half cup and my 1/4 cup, and we're gonna add our milk. So we're gonna do 1/4 cup of milk in 4 eggs. I've already squished up my eggs. I need to use more cooking terms, huh? I didn't really whip them, I whisked them. Beat them, that's the word I'm looking for. Boy, I'm having word finding issues and it's only 1 o'clock. All right, there we go. And we're gonna mix our milk and our eggs together. I love, love, love these eggs. We went to an alpaca farm last weekend on a townwide egg hunt. They didn't hunt Easter eggs this year, but they were hunting big plywood eggs that were all decorated. They had about 9 of them, and you got hints for each one. So this one we found at the alpaca farm that's not too far from here. And they're fresh. The yellow on those yolks is amazing, and they're so good. So I'm just gonna put the cream and the milk in there. We're mixing that up. And then I'm gonna add my seasonings. Onion, chopped onion is almost a must for this if you like onions. I don't have any, so I actually used minced onion. Because I'm using the bacon that's already seasoned, I went with an Italian seasoning, which is a little bit lighter. If you're using sausage, I usually go with a sage. Ham, I like thyme. It's whatever pairing works for you. If you're not sure what you're gonna like, go Italian seasoning or maybe a little parsley, a little thyme. But in here, I have my fresh ground black pepper. I love fresh ground black pepper. Have a little bit of minced onion, the dried stuff. I have a teaspoon of that. 1/4 teaspoon of salt, 1/4 teaspoon of the fresh ground pepper, and 1/4 teaspoon of my Italian seasoning. Gonna mix that in with my egg and milk mixture. Mix that around, and we're gonna pour it over the hash browns. And meat, of course. Can't forget my meat's already in there. Love the smell of spices when you mix it into something. It just blooms. All right, we're gonna pour that in all over. Try to get it in as evenly as we can. Like I said, I don't cook pretty. Cooking pretty is not my goal. All right, and remember, you're working with raw eggs here. You don't want to touch anything or reuse anything. So this spatula is going to go right in the wash and not get reused for anything. Oh, that is looking good. I'm so excited. Oh my gosh. I like to eat, as you can tell. All right. and I pre-shredded some cheese. Packaged cheese can have powder in it. It's to keep it separated. Most people are fine with it, but if you have gluten intolerances, corn intolerances, it's not so happy. Sometimes your stomach's not so happy. It might not be a lactose intolerance. If you can eat meat and not shredded cheese, might be the stuff that they separate it with. So I like to buy the blocks of cheese and shred it myself. Shred it on the same little shredder that I shredded the potatoes in. So I bought a cup of pepperjack. How good is that gonna be with my porky goodness in there? And you're just gonna sprinkle that right on the top. Oh my goodness, this is like awesome. I'm so excited. And I like a little kick, I like a little spice. I'm gonna guess my daughter's gonna try this at some point, but I would usually add a little cayenne if it was just me. I'll just add my cayenne pepper in later. All right, it's a little freezer mate container. These are terrific for any kind of storage need that you have. All right, take a look at the before. Yum. Oh, I don't know if I cleaned the microwave. Oh dear. Well, you guys are gonna see me cooking in a real kitchen. This is a real kitchen. It's lived in, it's used, very much used. All right, so we're gonna make sure we've got the right one. I'm gonna line it up with my little arrow. There's my little arrow so I don't smush my cheese, and it's in the casserole position. Now, most microwaves are around 1,000 watts. That's what I've got. Sometimes a recipe will call for it to be 700 watts. So if you have a microwave recipe, watch that wattage. You don't want to overcook your ware. So we're going to tuck that in. I'm going to put it on high for 7 minutes, and then we're going to check it. Off she goes. Awesome. All right, and that's it. How cool. I think it's probably going to take about 8 or 9 minutes, but we'll see. All right. Just going to clean up a little bit here while that's cooking. Wipe down the countertops and probably slice up some strawberries. I don't know how many of you know, I am a strawberry snob. I live in New England, but grew up down in Florida near Tampa, and we had Plant City very, very close, which is like the strawberry capital of the South. Yummy strawberries. It was a strawberry festival every year. And the strawberries that we get around here are not, most of the year they're from Mexico and they're from California. They're trucked all the way out here, and it takes a while to get here. There's not a lot of flavor in them, not a lot of taste, very faint with the strawberry flavor. And I realized I need to wait for those Florida strawberries. They only are around once a year, usually around the end of February, and they're so good. So I found some, and usually I'm good for about 3-4 days, and then they start to get mushy, they start to get, mold on them, and by the time, I don't even get to the bottom of a pint. This time I bought the quart, I bought the bigger one. I'm like, I'm gonna use all these berries. And I got a Tupperware fridge mate. I love this thing. My berries have been in here for 2 weeks. They're a little bit dry. They're starting to look like they're, wrinkling up just a little bit, but they're not mushy, they're not moldy, and they still have that wonderful strawberry flavor. So the way this works, various vegetables and fruits breathe in different ways. When you go get them out of the produce section, they're just sitting out open to air. And if you get them in a environment that breathes or lets them breathe the way they need to, they last a ton longer. Lettuces, can last, instead of lasting a week or less, you're looking at 2 weeks, sometimes more. Your berries last quite a bit longer. Oh my goodness, broccoli and your cruciferous vegetables, like your carrots and celery and cauliflower. I need a script, don't I? Amazing. Oh my gosh, how long they last. You're gonna cut your produce bill in half at least, because you're not gonna be throwing stuff away and you're gonna use it. How many times have you reached for that bag salad and gone, oh man, this is gross, I gotta throw it away, gotta go buy another bag? And you're doing that, every other week, if not more. So I'm gonna slice up some strawberries. Now, you have to remember, you don't want to pre-slice your strawberries. You can, they won't keep quite as long, but the minute you cut them, they start to oxidize and they start to go bad quicker. So I've left mine whole. I just rinsed them off with a wet paper towel, made sure they were nice and dry, tucked them in here, and you can feel, they feel cool from being in the fridge, but like I just picked them, and that smell, that wonderful, wonderful strawberry smell. Oh, I love it. So I'm not gonna eat all of them, even though I want to, but I'm gonna rinse off a handful of them and just chop them up in a little dish to have alongside my potato goodness. Lovely, lovely. So I'm gonna give those a wash and just find my paring knife. Don't judge my drawers either. That's one of the things I'm gonna use Tupperware for, is to reorganize everything. They've got some amazing kitchen organizational stuff. So that is the goal. Now, I like to cut up my strawberries in just chunks. You can certainly cut them up ahead of time, put a little sugar on them. Berries will macerate when you put sugar on them, so they'll almost make like a syrup. So you can pour them over things, but just a little tiny bit of sugar on a chopped set of berries. And shortly after, you're gonna have, oh, I found my first soft spot in 2 weeks. But the rest of the berries look amazing. Then you can have it, it's great for French toast, it's great for pancakes, it's amazing for shortcakes. Boy, I almost said shortbread. That wasn't quite the word I was looking for. Yeah, word finding difficulties. Hope I get better at this. Awesome. All right, so we got another couple minutes to go. It's smelling so good already. So I'm gonna package my berries. I will have those on a bowl of cereal during the week at some point. And then I have to go see if I can hunt down some more Florida berries for one last fling. So because we're talking Easter, Mother's Day, pardon the tree in the background, it's not a Christmas tree. We redecorate this thing for holidays, so it'll stay up probably till this summer. It's my daughter's tree. We have a big Christmas tree, and this is Cammie's tree, my daughter. So it was a Christmas tree. It's now an Easter tree. For her birthday, we decorated it, had some St. Patty's Day. So it's our holiday tree. It saves me from having to take it all down at once. I decorate and I love the holidays, and then I feel like I just have to take it all apart, and it's like, ugh, do I really want to do that? I don't. So this gives me an excuse to have it in the house a little longer. All right, my beverage today, again, because we're talking holidays, I have a Bellini kit from Italy in Boston. So it's a bottle of Prosecco, and a Bellini is kind of like a mimosa. They're not quite as sweet. And then a peach, I think it's like a peach liqueur maybe? Oh, it's settled in the bottom a little bit. But really it's just half and half, 50-50. Let's see if I can get these open on camera. That should be a blast. The history of the Bellini. First poured in the summer of 1948 by Giuseppe Cipriani, founder and barman of legendary Harry's Bar in Venezia. Let's go there someday. Doesn't that sound like fun? Located just off the Grand Canal, the iconic bar was frequented by the likes of Humphrey Bogart, Truman Capote, and Ernest Hemingway. Oh, that's fun. Instructions. Add the ingredients in a wine glass. Oh, 2 ounces and 4 ounces. Oh, it helps if I read the directions. All right, let me see. I have a little 2-ounce shot glass. This is fun. I'm so glad you guys came along to chill out and cook with me. And if you've watched this long, I really appreciate it. Beep, beep, beep. All right, so those sides are gonna be a little warm. So I've got a couple of little silicone pot holders here. So now remember those vents, it's venting as it cooks. Boy, I'm splashing water all over the place too. You definitely don't want to overdo it and grab that without something protecting your hands. And the top's going to be a little warm too. Now remember that top plate heated up to 425 degrees. You do not want to grab that and set that down directly on your counter. You want to set it up until it cools itself, and make sure you're setting it away from any little kids that could get into it. Oh, this is looking so good. Not quite as brown as I want, and it's not quite done on the edges. So I think we're going to have to go, I'm going to give it another 3 minutes, but we're getting there. The center looks nice and solid. It smells phenomenal. All right. And make sure I get it in the right spot. Where'd the little thing go? I don't want to smush it. I'm having the hardest. I'm gonna have to start wearing my reading glasses to cook. There it is. All right, so back in you go. Keep cooking. You're doing a great job. Thank you so much. 3 minutes. It's enough time to make a bellini, right? All right, 3 minutes it is. Oh, this should be fun. So I have a ring light. That's that warm glow. I only have one light bulb here and it doesn't do very much. So my goal is to not hit the ring light if this decides to take off on me. All right, Tupperware microfiber, awesome stuff. I got 2 in my consultant kit and they're such pretty spring flavors. I'm hungry, can you tell? Spring colors. All right, here we go. I always get nervous doing this. It's gonna pop. Woo! Ha-ha! I did it! All right, next one. Follow me for more crazy recipes and creative cocktails. This is as creative as I get, I feel like. Ugh. Like the world's grossest little shot glass. I need to get like a cocktail set with a shaker or something. This is all I really have, or I don't know what we use them for. Cammie had a craft project or something, and I've got them floating around the house. Oh good, this one doesn't pop, so I won't be so scared. I won't look so freaky on this one. Come on. And these are chilled. They've been in the refrigerator. So my little trick, when I can't open something, I have a little silicone cupcake thing that I bought years ago. And it helps me grip. I'm sure you guys are having the same problem with all the sanitizer we're using and all the soaps we're using. I have no oils on my hands at all. They're horribly dry. This is starting to fizz. Okay, that's what I get for shaking it earlier. That was really bright of me. All right. Oh, it smells good. Very peachy. Yum. And I just mopped this floor. It happens every time. I mop the floor, I'm gonna get something on it. All right, so we are 1 part Bellini, 2 parts Prosecco. Here's my glass. So we're gonna do 1 part Bellini, and that's the peach beverage. And this is about 2 ounces. Glad I didn't shake the Prosecco. That would have been, because this is really fluffy. Oh, you know what I need is a champagne flute. Wouldn't that look pretty? Look at the color on that. Isn't that gorgeous? It's like my favorite color in the world, the peach. Oh, I gotta try it. That's good. That's really good. It's not very sweet, bubbly, definitely getting a peach flavor. That's gonna be great all summer long, if it lasts that long. All right, minutes are up. Let's see how our casserole is doing. Oh, that's definitely looking more done. So we did 7, 8, 9. We're at 10 minutes total now. All right. Oh, yeah. So a little bit more around the edges. It's firm, but it's not quite browned. So this is 10. I can just see it starting to brown. Let's do another 2 minutes and see how we do. I don't know if you guys can put up with me for 2 more minutes. I am really struggling with these mitts today. And this ring light doesn't show the light very well. I'm really struggling with where I find my thing. All right, that's the grill. Here's my casserole position. Yeah, it looked like it was gonna sink down on top. That would have been gross, a little cheesy mess on the top. All right, let's try again. Microwave's not too bad. I didn't look at the fridge either, so no judgment. Judgment-free zone. All right, so 2 more minutes on that, and we'll see what we come up with. I should probably keep the recipe card, because I'm going to pull that out someday and go, what am I supposed to do with this? Yummy stuff. So other Tupperware stuff that I love. This is my vent and serve. I have 3 of these and I have another set coming. I actually earned it for free. Want to know how? Ask me. Awesome. When you take it to work, you don't have to, so leftovers for lunch, or you want to heat something up. You just pop the vent right here. You don't have to open it all the way up. You can see that that vent's open now. Closes or opens, and it's a little silicone vent. And it'll vent your food. Tuck that in the microwave, heat it up for as long as you think you need to. Most of the time when you're doing leftovers, they heat up better. So if you're finding your leftovers are really overdone, like really gross, you're really not enjoying them, try it at 70% power. A microwave cooks on high, reheats on anywhere from 50 to 70%. Do you have a really gross microwave at work? I know I do. And nobody has time to clean that thing. You can try, like I try to wipe it down, but it's just, I'm gonna have to go in on a day off, and it's a long way for me, so I don't wanna do that. But this will protect your food. You don't wanna put your food in that nasty microwave? Well, you got protection on all sides. You don't have to take the lid off to do it. What do I have in here right now? Microwave brownies. I still haven't eaten all of them. We've been picking at them since I made them a few nights ago. I posted some pictures. Made those with my breakfast maker. Ooh, I smell chocolate. It's the brownies. Made them with this, the breakfast maker. Of course, I made it without the egg cups in it, but it's a little microwave tool. You can do casseroles in here, little tiny ones. You can do like an omelet. If you want to do poached eggs, or you want to make little egg discs to go on sandwiches, this is perfect. If you're going to do a poached egg, you put a little water in here, crack your egg in, cover it up, microwave it. Mine take about 60 to 70 seconds and they're perfect. All right, what do you think? Are we ready? I'm sure you guys are tired of listening to me at this point. All right, good stuff. That's looking almost perfect. Oh, I can smell the potato now too. Yes, all right. So check this out. We are golden brown. We are nice and cheesy. I'm cheesy, but so's the food. All right, there we go. That's breakfast casserole. And that was 12 minutes? 10 plus 2. I'll have to go back and watch the video to make sure, but I think we were around that. Yum. So I'm going to cut a piece, and my goal, I don't know if you can see my porch out there, I am going to go outside and enjoy this. I'm going to have my drink, I'm going to have my strawberries, I'm going to have my wonderful casserole that I made. It didn't take me an hour. It took me, well, half an hour. We're at 27 minutes now, so awesome. And I'm ready. And I'm going to go outside and enjoy that. I do have a little fire pit. It's about 50 degrees out there. It might be a little chilly, probably better in the sunshine, but the sun won't come over on that side for another few hours. So I might light the fire pit. We'll see. It's propane, so I can just turn it on like I would my gas grill and just enjoy. All right, we're going to cut a slice of this. Good stuff. I think I'm going to cut it into 4s. Oh, look at that cheesiness. Love it. Love it. Love it. All right. I have to take a bite, don't I? Isn't that what you do in a cooking show, is just take a nibble? So we're going to make sure we got some of the egg, some of the cheese, some of the pork. I'm going to burn my mouth, but it's so worth it. Yep. Ooh, hot. Potatoes are perfectly done. A little crunch from the bacon. Nice and cheesy. So easy to do. Highly recommend it. Could have used a shade more salt, but I always cook with a little bit less just in case. Potatoes are naturally going to kind of bring salt up, like soak it up. So definitely would probably add just maybe another half a teaspoon of that, but oh, really good. Highly recommend it. Questions? Feel free to reach out, let me know, or you can just delete the video and never watch it again. But I had a heck of a lot of fun. I almost said a bad word. Take care. Have a great rest of the day.